So I was saying something about the voice of one after Christ in the wilderness. So let me make some instances pertaining it. Bible said, unto this man, when I look upon Isaiah chapter 66, and I think verse 2. Then in Ezekiel, I think Ezekiel 18 or so, Ezekiel chapter 3, it says, I look for a man who will stand in the gap. That's Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 18. I look for a man who will stand in the gap. A man who will be like a gatekeeper. A gatekeeper is actually the man that even defends the city from being taken over by enemy territory, like a watcher. So God looks for watchman, a gateman, a man who will stand and tell the people the truth. In the history of man, in the history of life, I can mention several instances of one voice speaking out, one voice sounding, one voice telling forth. First of all, I remember the story of Martin Luther, where I got to know the story. He was a Catholic monk at a time when the Bible was only made available for the priest, okay, to read and to tell the people what God is saying. He was the person who cried out by saying, no, let the Bible be made public for even the congregation, for the members to read and understand God for themselves. He was fought against. They chased him. He became an enemy of the authorities because he stood for the truth. But that became revolutionary. I also know the story of blacks in America, and it was another Martin Luther King Jr. who spoke out. He was the one voice that was spearheading it. Yes, there were others, but his voice was known for speaking in defense of the blacks, for the freedom of the blacks in America. His voice stood out. And you also know that sometimes, when you are the one that speaks, you may be called names. For example, you may be called the rebellious person. Of course, it is a rebellion to work against established doctrines. Somehow also you may be given the name heretic, because you may sound heretic and you are speaking heresy because you are speaking against an established doctrine. Question is, I've now been asking myself, who made these laws? How did they even start? Why were they established? What if they were established according to the ignorance of the people who started it, or according to their feelings, but it became a popular thing? It could also be maybe because of their selfishness, they became a pattern for people. But someone has got to speak out. Someone has got to be the one. My message is that how I wish you can be the one to speak out in such cases from your own perspective, from your own territory. I will be speaking from my own territory, but let's speak that the name of the Lord will take the center stage. Stand, even though you are the lonely voice. Be that lonely voice. Go and be the lonely voice, please.